could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts, never waste time. You got one shot, you got one life, better pop off. What do you like? Make a dream job. No 9-5, no mean boss, just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. You check as I'm chess, what's happening next? Yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, it's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place, I wanna be first. Work till it hurts, dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse.
What up, Finn fans? Welcome to another episode of the Finn Posse Podcast. I am your host, Big C, and this is brought to you by Game Changers Media. How is everyone doing this lovely Tuesday morning? Training camp is here, folks. It opens today. Training camp is here. Veterans report today. It begins. So it begins. Good morning. Let's welcome everybody into the building. Michael Lombardo, good morning. Aqua, good morning. Michael K, good morning. Bonnie, good morning. JD, good morning. Travis, good morning. Edward, good morning. Good morning. Listen, this is the start of football, baby. This is when it gets real. Obviously, looks like Big C chipped himself. Come on, man. Stop that. Oh, yeah, I chipped myself something serious. To be honest, Michael K, I haven't really messed with the Super Box too much. The pay-per-view movies. I don't know if I'm gonna rock with them too much. I'm trying to get my wife to delete like Netflix and stuff because they got a great. I mean, it's great to use, obviously. I'm just concerned with using it for football, honestly. The pay-per-view movies, the live movies, the quality is not the greatest for me, and I'm big on the quality. But it's not bad quality. I'm not gonna say it's bad quality, but I don't know. Like it's a good investment if I can get my Sunday ticket for sure. So I appreciate that. So yeah, football is here finally. This is the beginning of the season to me. You know, this is when we start figuring out. All right, so I had something in the background to show people, and now I want to start playing music. Uh, but yeah, this is the start of the season for me. This is when you start getting to see what this team looks like. The pads come on. You get to start seeing what this offensive line looks like. You get to see what these rookies look like. You get to get the team cohesiveness going. And so I'm super excited for that. Last night, I'm not gonna lie, TD, I seen you on there too. A certain somebody. But yo, TD needs to stop with the. He had me clickbaiting a little bit last night. My brother had me clickbaiting last night, saying breaking news, big splash player coming to the Miami Dolphins, and then he talking about Rasul Douglas. And he was trolling, but that was definitely a clickbait move there, brother. He is definitely clickbaiting there. So yeah, for everybody that thinks this is a 5-6 win team, I truly believe that you're going to be proven wrong. You're going to be proven wrong. And that's not fandom. That's me looking at this roster, looking at what this team has done the last 3 or 4 seasons under Mike McDaniel, and realizing that we still have a lot of strengths on this football team. We still have a lot of strengths on this football team that this team can be successful. Did we take a hit at the cornerback position? Yes. But I think if you look at every other position from this year to from last year, we're better this year. Now I could see you question the defensive line. You know, Agba's gone, Calais Campbell's gone. But I think Kenneth Grant is going to have a wonderful rookie year. You got Zach Sealer style down there. I'm super excited to see what Anthony Weaver can do with Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb, and Job Robinson all on the field together. So the only position that I'm overly concerned with that I don't feel like we've upgraded this offseason is the secondary. Not even the secondary, the cornerback room in particular. Douglas sucks. Don't sign him. Buffalo didn't want him. I don't know. Douglas still has a lot left. However, unlike the Dolphins, the Bills weren't going to pay him. Listen, the guy was ranked, 132nd last year out of all corners. Listen, the guy was ranked, 132nd last year out of all. So obviously the problem that I'm having with my volume isn't the cord, because this is a brand new freaking cord. Michael K, that doesn't even make sense. That the few clips you've seen of Grant, he moves like Frankenstein. The guy runs 19 miles per hour at 360 pounds. He, you know what I mean? He's super powerful and super fast. This kid's gonna be an animal. And Bills hated Christian Wilkins because Christian Wilkins was a pain in the Bills' ass. Yeah, the Bills have had our number for years and years and years, but Christian Wilkins was the problem for the Buffalo Bills. Kenneth Grant is going to be better than Christian Wilkins. It may be not this first year, but overall, Kenneth Grant's going to be a pain for the Buffalo Bills. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, he was voted an athletic freak on that list. I forget the guy's name's list, but he was voted an athletic freak. The guy is an animal. He is super athletic. He's super strong. I don't think so. I don't think so, Michael K. I think you're going to be sadly mistaken. But we're going to jump into this Miami Dolphins offense this season. And you know what it comes down to, folks. As Dolphin fans, we know what the offense success of this team really truly comes down to. And it comes down to and we're tired of hearing about it. We're tired of talking about it. But the success of this offense comes down to the health of Tua Tagovailoa. Now you can say the offensive line. Yeah, the offensive line is going to play a major role in how good this offense can truly be. But as far as us being a winning team, us having success on offense, it really comes down to the health of Tua Tagovailoa. I hated the Zach Wilson pickup. I don't think he was a scheme fit. I love his arm, but I don't think he has it upstairs. I don't think he'll ever be a starting quarterback. I don't think he'll ever be good enough to be that. Nothing he did with the Jets impressed me. Nothing. As a number 2 pick in this league, you did nothing to impress me. Can you throw the football a mile? Yep. Can you throw it from all different angles? Yep. You can do that. You got a talented arm. You got a talented right arm. But as far as reading defenses, as far as throwing receivers open, doing things of that nature, Zach Wilson's done nothing that impressed me. And I don't have any high hopes that he's going to turn it around with Mike McDaniel and the Miami Dolphins. He's just not a scheme fit. He's not a fit for what the Miami Dolphins like to do. He's not a good spot thrower. He's not a good thrower with anticipation. And if he's got to come on the field, it's not going to look good for the Miami Dolphins. So again, the success of this football team truly comes down to Tua Tagovailoa and his health. That's what it is. That's what it comes down to. Also, ESPN came out with a ratings system for all 32 NFL teams and where their rosters rank throughout the league. We're going to take a look at that. But football is back, folks. Super stoked. It's from here on out. Football, baby. Football, baby. It's a go. It's a go. Glenn, what's up? What's up? We are 24th. Thanks for blowing it up, Glenn. Thanks for ruining it. So let's take a look at the Miami Dolphins offensive depth chart. Let's see. And again, for everybody that says we're a 6-win team, we're a 5-win team, Please help me to understand how you come up with that determination. How does a team that had back-to-back playoffs and then had a season where they were in the hunt for a playoff berth, except their quarterback missed 6 games? Tell me how they dropped to 6 wins. Tell me what major loss, what major area drops us from a 10-11 win team to a 6-win team. Help me to understand. Horrible coaching, bad culture, and a weak roster. I mean, Michael K. People have been saying that about us for years. You know, they've been saying horrible coaching is we got the same coaching, bad culture. I mean, they're acting like the culture's on its way up. A weak roster. I don't think this roster is any weaker. I think this roster is better than last year, in my opinion, except for the cornerback position. Except for the corner position, I feel like this roster is better than last year. Glenn says they're hoping we're a 6-win team. Well, there's a lot of Dolphin fans out there saying we're a 6-win team. Now, where do they come in? Where do they come in? Why? What is their agenda? So let's take a look at this depth chart, offensive depth chart. I was making my own, but then it kept getting deleted, and it was pissing me off. All right, so quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, obviously quarterback 1. Zach Wilson, quarterback 2. Quinn Ewers, quarterback 3. You got Brett Gabbert on there, but he's not. Maybe a practice squad player. Oh, must time out and start playing music every 5 minutes or so. Running back, you got Devon Achane, Jalen Wright, Madison, Ollie Gordon II. I really think Ollie Gordon might overcome Alexander Madison and take that third string running back role. I like Ollie Gordon a lot. He was one of the top running backs in college his sophomore year. Had a down year last year, but his college team was not very good. The quarterback wasn't very good. The offensive line wasn't very good. He was the only player on that team. Teams were able to focus in on him, so he had a down year in college last year. But I like Ollie Gordon. I think he can be that power runner. I like Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright has looked fantastic in mini camp. He's super fast. He's a player that we moved up to get last year. I expect Jalen Wright to take on more of a role. And then Devon Achane. Devon Achane is very elusive, super fast. You can use him in a multitude of ways. He's a true weapon. He's a true weapon. We used him a lot last year in the passing game. I think we continue to do that. I like Devon Achane a lot. I think Devon Achane can have a year, maybe like I expect over 1,200 yards from Devon Achane if the offensive line can improve. 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns. I see that as a realistic goal for Devon Achane. Wide receiver 1, you got Tyreek Hill. Backing him up, you got Malik Washington. Then you got Taj Washington, Andrew Armstrong. I like Andrew Armstrong a lot. I'm really hoping he can make plays in training camp to be able to make this team. He's that big body receiver that we're missing. He's got great hands. He's not a super athlete, but he's got great hands. He can go up and get the football. Wide receiver 2, you got Jalen Waddle, of course. D. Estridge, he's been great in off-season activities so far. So maybe he gives us that added boost. Behind him, you got Tyreek Black, Monterey Baldwin. None of those guys really do anything for me. They're probably not going to make the team. Wide receivers 3, you got Nick Westbrook-Akine. He's that big body red zone target. I think that's pretty much what he's going to be for us, because I think he's going to get most of his usage in the red zone, because I truly think that number 3 spot is Malik Washington. Nick Westbrook-Akine makes the overall roster look better on paper, because he gives you a receiver with size. And it's not super sexy to have 3 wide receivers in your starting lineup that are under 6 foot, but that's exactly what we got. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and Malik Washington are your starting wide receivers. They're going to be your starting wide receivers. Tight end, you got Darren Waller. I know a lot of people are calling for Noah Fant to be signed because he got released by Seattle. Noah Fant's been a letdown so far in his career. I don't know if I'd go grab him up. Depends on what the price is. Yo, this freaking music shit. Jesus. But yeah, you got Darren Waller, Julian Hill, Farrell Brown, who is nothing more than a blocking back or a blocking tight end. He has no receiving skill whatsoever. Tanner Connor looks fantastic in off-season activities, but has yet to be able to put it together in season. Maybe Tanner Connor turns it on this year. I think he ends up passing Farrell Brown, because Farrell Brown, he gives the play away. You're not gonna be passing the ball if Farrell Brown's in the game. He is strictly a blocking tight end. Julian Hill has shown glimpses. He's a very good blocker, but too many mistakes. If he can clean up his act, Julian Hill could be a nice piece to this team. But just too many mistakes, too many penalties, too many missed blocks, too many drop passes for Julian Hill. Darren Waller, what do we get? What do we get with Darren Waller? He was retired last year. The year before that, he had 50 catches, 500 yards, which if he can produce that this year with the Miami Dolphins, I think the team's happy. But Darren Waller has a super huge upside also. Darren Waller's a guy that can do what Jonnu Smith did last year for the Miami Dolphins, and probably then some. And then probably some. He's a better athlete than Jonnu Smith. Fullback, Alec Ingold, one of the few teams that still incorporate the fullback position like that. We got one of the best in Alec Ingold. Left tackle, Patrick Paul, releasing the all-time great Teron Armstead. Patrick Paul got some playing time last year. He wasn't great. But at least he got his feet wet. I'm expecting great things from Patrick Paul this year. Do I think he's an all-pro this year? No. But I think he does a good enough job that we feel all right about the future of him playing left tackle for this team. I think he does good enough where we're like, all right, with another year, this kid's going to be really good. Left guard, they got James Daniels. I disagree. Yeah, no, I agree with that. James Daniels, left guard. You don't want to put Jonah in this position. You don't want two young guys next to each other. So James Daniels is probably better right guard, but they're going to move him over to the left to help out Patrick Paul, which makes a lot of sense. Center, you got Aaron Brewer. He had a fantastic year last year. He's an undersized center, but he's great for this scheme because he can get out in space and make a lot of plays. Then you got right guard Jonas Savanea. He's the rookie that we're all holding our hat on, right? The number 37th pick in the NFL draft. He's the savior for this offensive line. Him and James Daniels. James Daniels coming off the Achilles injury. Jonah coming in as a rookie. We need him to hit the ground running and do big things for this football team. And then right tackle, you got Austin Jackson. Austin Jackson dealt with a lot of injuries last year. He's never lived up to his full potential this year. We drafted him as a top left tackle. He came into the league undersized. He had donated bone marrow to his sister, which is a great thing to do. You know what I mean? He was another one of those reach picks by Chris Greer, though. Austin Jackson should have never been picked by Chris Greer. First off, he was a reach first round talent anyway. And then the fact that he was coming off the bone marrow surgery, he should have never been drafted by the Miami Dolphins. But he was, and he's here, and he's played okay at times at right tackle, but dealt with a lot of injuries last year. Hopefully he can be healthy this year, because there was a clear drop off when he left last year with injuries. This offensive line was not nearly as good when he wasn't on the field last year. Major area of concern for this offensive line is the lack of depth. And if you look at the depth chart, we got guys like Ryan Hayes, Jackson Carman, Andrew Meyer, Liam Eichenberg, Larry Baum, Keon Smith, Josh Preble, Addison West, Braden Daniels, Ted Cushy, Braylon Mantos. None of those guys do it for me. You don't feel comfortable with any of those guys stepping in for any extended period of time. None of them. Now, Keon Smith has potential, but he's been injured so far in his NFL career. Liam Eichenberg's got lots of playing experience all over the offensive line, but he hasn't been good. He hasn't been good. So my major concern with this offense, besides Tua's health, is the lack of depth on this offensive line. But I think Nick Westbrook-Akine and Malik Washington combined, they're going to be better than what Odell was for us last year. You can say we took a step back at tight end with Darren Waller, DeJonu Smith. But tight end can be very important for this offense, or we don't need it at all. This offense, we've seen this offense very successful. We've seen this offense as the number one offense in all of football, with not very much production from the tight end position. If this offensive line can perform decently, it's going to open up the passing game, and that's really what this bread and butter of this team is. That's the major strength of this team, is our offensive line. Our wide receivers. Offensive line's our strength. The wide receiver position is the strength of this football team. No money, no news on the Zach Sealer thing yet. Again, I think they're going to give him some new money with some guaranteed money to make him happy. But as far as the whole brand new contract, I just don't see him necessarily doing that. Bonnie says this team has tons of talent. It's just will all come together and result in wins. Frozen Fins fan, good morning, Big C, and everyone. Happy to say I made it home after 35 days of working for his fires. Thank you, brother. Congratulations. Glad to have you back home. Glad that you returned safe, brother. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you. Also, big news to the channel. We're one sub away from 800. That's huge. Thank you, everybody that subbed and participated. I appreciate you all. Still moving towards that 1,000. Hopefully, I can get monetized. No news yet on my reappeal. I reapplied. So hopefully it goes through this time. But thank you so much. We're one sub away from 800. That's huge. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share, and hit that notification. Thank you, Frozen. Yeah, that's a big deal to me. You know what I mean? It's a big deal. Also, me and Miss Fins are going live tonight at 6 p.m. I'm not sure. We're going back and forth on a name. If you guys got any ideas on a name, let us know. But yeah, me and Miss Fins trying to do a little show together. I think it'd be a good time, you know, at least for a laugh. But yeah, this offense. Listen, we went over the defense yesterday, and I think the pass rush could be very dangerous for this team. We're probably going to broadcast from both channels, and then we got to discuss that. Can the Dolphins get more bums after the 53-man roster are set around the league? Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some surprise cuts. We talked about the defense yesterday. I'm not worried about this offense. If Tua is behind center, the Miami Dolphins are going to score points. This offense is going to be decent. You got too many playmakers. You got Jalen Waddle. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Devon Achane. You got players that can make plays on the offensive side of football. When Tua was healthy last year, we scored 25 points a game. Only asked because my Tua-side hotline number isn't blocked on hers. I'll message her and I'll let you know, Michael. I'll let you know. But yeah, again, I'm not worried about the offense if Tua's there. It's this defense. And I like Anthony Weaver. I think he's a good defensive coach. I just, we're going to go over the rankings of this roster here in a minute, the overall rankings. I just think it was such a mistake by this franchise. And whether it was Chris Grier closing the wallet, whether it was, if it's Chris Grier just being Chris Grier, doing Chris Grier things, it's such a mistake because there was players available in the secondary that could have helped this football team. There were players that were available, that became available, that were that would have been able to come in and help this football team. And now we're stuck with Razul Douglas as our top option. Folks, that's just not good enough. That's not good enough. It's not good enough. The Miami Dolphins must make a trade. They must do something at the cornerback position. Razul Douglas, just signing Razul Douglas is not enough to get this team over the hump. You know, I was listening to TD last night on his clickbait, and I'm just joking around with everybody about the clickbait. Make sure you check out TD Finstock. And he was like, how many people out there not just being with their fandom, not with their fandom, but how many people out there really feel like this team can compete for a Super Bowl? How many people think they can compete with the Baltimore Ravens? How many people think they compete with the upper echelon teams in the league? And to be honest, I don't believe we can. I think this team's good enough to make a run at a possible division title. I think the Miami Dolphins could challenge the Buffalo Bills. Because I think the Buffalo Bills roster has some limitations on it. Josh Allen is absolutely phenomenal. But if you take Josh Allen away from that Buffalo Bills team, I don't think they're more than a 6-win team. And I know Michael K is going to have backlash on that, but I really don't. If you take Josh Allen away from that team, I don't think they're more than a 5-6-win team. But that just shows the greatness in Josh Allen. Josh Allen consistently puts this team on his back, makes the play when it's needed. He's phenomenal. So I do think the Miami Dolphins could compete for a playoff spot. I do think they could compete for the division if they could steal a win from Buffalo, if Buffalo drops a game to somebody else. See, with the Ravens, I think the Ravens have shown that they can win with backup quarterbacks. Because John Harbaugh can adjust. Like, they have a strong defense, a strong running game, good tight end play, decent receivers. I think the Ravens are the Ravens and the Eagles, those two teams can make things happen without having a top flight quarterback. And you're right. The Chiefs, if Patrick Mahomes goes down, they're going to struggle. That's why when, people look at the Miami Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa went down for 6 games. That's why we missed the playoffs last year. You know what I mean? I just think sometimes the people look at the Miami Dolphins differently. If Tua played those 6 games, we would have made the playoffs. 100%. We would have made the playoffs. Now we go to these rankings, and I'm pretty sure they got the Buffalo Bills ranked fifth best roster in all of football, and I just don't see it. I think Josh Allen is superhuman athlete, a superhuman player. But the rest of the team, I think, is pretty. You got some decent players. Your offensive line, the fact that they can play every game together is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Tua was 5-4 in games he started. Correct? Maybe it was something like that. No, this damn core. Yeah, you got pieces. You got nice pieces, but those pieces only work as well as they do because of Josh Allen. If Tua's healthy, this team is a decent team. Now Tua is. Let me make this clear: Tua is not Josh Allen. Tua is not Patrick Mahomes. Tua is not any of those top tier quarterbacks. And Tua will have the bad game some occasionally that it just falls on his shoulders, and Tua lost us the game. Josh Allen isn't a top 5 passer of the ball, yet teams have to react to Bill's passing attack. Well, yeah, because Josh Allen will take off on you, and you know what I mean. He plays that backyard of football, and he got such a strong arm, he can put it anywhere. He's just a different type of player. But again, I don't know why we're so down. Fans are so down on this football team. Like we didn't just have 2 playoff bursts and a season that we were on the cusp of making the playoffs until our quarterback went down for 6 games. Now, again, that doesn't make us a Super Bowl contender. I'm not saying that. There's too many good teams that we'd have to get through. And I think that's just too much to ask. I think that's too much to ask. Cat in the Hat 69, fins up. What up? What up? Thanks for stopping in, brother. Again, we are one sub away from 800. That's a big milestone for me. I appreciate you all. Me and Miss Finn's doing a show tonight at 6 p.m. Make sure you check it out. I'm not sure of the name of the show yet. We'll probably broadcast it from both our channels to start with. I don't know if we're going to come up with a new channel or not, but we'll see. If feed his confidence and let Tua get a top tier win, watch out. And Miller, that might be it. That mental blockage. You get Tua confident, who knows what he can be. Now his arm's still going to be limited. But Tua is obviously someone that he is definitely a player that can be affected by mental blockage. If Tua doesn't believe that he can beat these teams, Tua's going to get in his own head. Michael K says maybe it's because most content creators hype up the Super Bowl window when that window has Compton bars covering it. It's listen, you're not wrong, Michael K. Tua was 6-5 in games he started last year. And you gotta take into account, when you suffer a big injury and you have that much time off, getting back into playing shape, getting back into the the grind takes a while. And you've seen when Tua came back, where I forget what game was it. Arizona. It was one of the games, his first game back, where he had a couple fumbled snaps that cost us. But if you miss 5, 6 games, 4 games, you don't step right back into the starting lineup and act like you've been there the whole time. It takes the time for the offense to get an opportunity to get back going. Like Lombardo says, I can't handle Miss Finn. Sorry, being honest. Listen, day one, I'm ready for the season. I'm hoping that we come up with some kind of trade for some kind of corner. If we could just trade for a decent corner, if we could trade for the Kansas City corner, if we could trade for Bland from the Cowboys, if we could go get us a decent corner, maybe then sign Rasul Douglas, I would say this team is pretty damn decent. I think this team is better overall this year, except at the cornerback position, than they were last year. I'm just being honest. I think our pass rush is going to be better. We got that 3-headed monster. I can't wait to see what the potential them guys got. I think our offensive line has an opportunity to be better. Glenn, I want as many bodies in here, and I want them to do the right thing. I don't want them to sign Rasul Douglas and he's automatically a starter because he's the veteran in the room. I don't want Rasul Douglas to get the nod because he's the veteran. Bring in as many heads as you can. Let them all battle. The best ones win. I feel you guys. I feel you guys. You know what I mean? We gonna have fun with it. We gonna have fun with it, Richard. We gonna have fun with it. We don't need to spend money on a 1-year deal. Listen, I think the contract's going to be so low that it's probably not only the top 52 contracts costs against the cap, and I don't even think his contract's going to count against the cap. Douglas sucked last year. Listen, I'm not doing. Listen, I don't want to bring Douglas in. I just want to bring somebody in. We need somebody. We need to bring somebody. I think we need to trade for someone. Says so pathetic. Casual Bills fans actually care what alternate helmets will be. What an embarrassment. I want. I'm not gonna lie, Michael K. I'd like to. Why not Stephon Gilmore? He still plays okay. day one, I'm hoping something happens. Something needs to give. I really hope that Cam Smith gets out of his own way and becomes something special. He's got the physical tools to be a good corner. He's got the physical tools. I think Storm Duck can be okay. I think, if you're pushing Cater out, if you push Cater to the boundary, which I'm not a big fan of, but Mike Hilton is a good slot corner. Mike Hilton's probably a better slot corner than Cater Kohu is a slot corner. So if you push Cater to the outside and bring in Mike Hilton, I'd feel a lot better. I think Cater can be all right on the outside. His rookie year, he played good on the boundary. His second year in the league, he struggled mightily. Stephon Diggs ate his lunch. Stay out the strip club and study. Jesus Christ. I think Miami will wait until training camp to see what they have before they bring someone in. Well, training camp is here. Like, you need to have someone in so they can get some cohesiveness with the rest of the defense. I'm not a big fan of bringing someone in and them not having an opportunity to gel with the rest of the defense. Somebody should have been here. I'm tired of the bar. Listen, you don't have to go out and sign the big flashy names and get the superstars like a Jalen Ramsey or a Tyreek Hill and spend $100 million in cap room. But you can go out and get someone that's at least decent. Like, why is it got to be so far left or far right? Why can't it be someone that's in the middle? Why can't it be a good player for decent? It don't got to be a superstar for $100 million contract. I think this defense can be successful without a superstar corner. But let's take a look at the ESPN rankings before the music starts playing again. Let's see where they got this. Well, Glenn already gave it away, but Glenn gave it away, but we'll take a look. Okay. Full screen layout. All right. Baltimore, they got Baltimore number one on this list. Listen, I'm not sure Baltimore is number one on this list. In my opinion, the best overall team in all of football is the Philadelphia Eagles. From top to bottom, I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are the best team top to bottom. But on this list, they got the Baltimore Ravens. Biggest strength, quarterback Lamar Jackson. Biggest weakness is guard for them. X Factor is their left tackle, Ronald Staley, Tyler Leap. We're not going to go through every team's top players. Philadelphia Eagles, number 2. Biggest strength, offensive line. Biggest weakness, edge rushers. Philadelphia, Baltimore, teams that consistently draft well. Detroit Lions, with the 3rd best roster in all of football, they dealt with so many defensive injuries last year. Honestly, I feel like they had so much more potential last year. Would they have ended up beating Philadelphia? That's to be determined. But I feel like Detroit last year and the Miami Dolphins of 2023, very similar. Just so many injuries that they couldn't overcome. They did good enough to win the division, did good enough to get to the playoffs, just couldn't make it happen once they were in the playoffs. Just too many injuries upon that defensive unit. Number 4, the Buffalo Bills. See, this is where I just don't get it. They have no superstars on this team, no great players on this team besides Josh Allen. Of course, biggest strength, quarterback, Josh Allen. Biggest weakness, safety. X Factor, Keon Coleman. Tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And Buffalo's got decent players at some positions. Don't get me wrong, but they're just not. They just don't have the roster I feel like those first 3 teams have. Not even close. And I think if you take Josh Allen away from this team, they're a 5-6 win team. Kansas City Chiefs, biggest strength, Pat Mahomes. Biggest weakness, offensive tackle. I would say the biggest strength of this team is their defense. Denver Broncos, the 6th best roster. That's crazy. Biggest strength, offensive line. You would think it'd be the defense. Biggest weakness is wide receiver. We're going to have to speed through this a little bit faster. Washington Commanders. I'd put Washington probably ahead Denver, but ahead of Buffalo. Washington be probably number 4 for me. You got the Bengals at 9. They have nobody on defense, which is crazy that they're 9th. San Francisco at 10. Minnesota at 11. Tampa at 12. Houston 13. Chicago 15. Where are the Dolphins? Yes. Not 20, not 21, not 22. Jacksonville ahead of us. The Raiders ahead of us. Come on. Number 24, Miami Dolphins. Biggest strength, wide receiver. Miami's wide receivers might have underperformed last season, but this Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle-led group is super talented and a good bet for a rebound. Dealing with injuries and 2 high safety looks at a league-high rate, Hill plummeted from 1,799 yards to 13 touchdowns in 2023 to 959 yards and 6 scores in 2024. If we can just run the ball a little bit, that would eliminate the 2 safety looks. The 2 high safety looks would not be an issue if we could just run the football. There would be no 2 high safety looks versus the Miami Dolphins if we could run the football. It eliminates it completely. Meanwhile, Waddle posted 58 receptions for 744 yards in 15 games after clearing 70 receptions, 1,000 yards in each of his first 3 NFL seasons. Miami also upgraded its depth by signing Nick Westbrook-Ikine, who had 9 touchdowns on 32 receptions last season with the Titans. Biggest weakness, secondary. Miami's biggest strength this time last year has now become its glaring weakness, and perhaps one of the league's biggest. Both starting safeties, Jordan Poyer and Javon Holland, are gone, as well as top corners Kendall Fuller and Jalen Ramsey. Oddly, the Dolphins didn't do much to replace them, adding Artie Burns, Ashton Davis, Afinti Malafanu. This trio combined for 468 snaps in 2024. Fifth rounders Jason Marshall Jr. and Dante Trader Jr. were their only draft selections in the secondary. Slot corner Cater who was pretty good, but the situation around him is massive. A massive question. That obviously they didn't mention us getting Minka Fitzpatrick back. And listen, you can say Afeni Malafanu, Ashton Davis. I like them better than Jordan Poyer. These are young, hungry, big physical guys that I love over Jordan Poyer. Now, Jordan Poyer, once upon a time, was a great football player. But last year, he was not that. He was not that. So I believe that we've gotten better at the safety position. I think Minka's better than Javon Holland. Javon Holland was making business decisions last year. He's not a playmaker. I think we're better at the safety position. That cornerback position, though, we're smoked on that. We're cooked, and we need to do something about it. Hopefully some of these young kids can step up, but you need some veteran leadership. You need to bring at least a top tier number 2 corner to this football team. X factors for 2025, the running game. The Dolphins went from the most efficient running game in the league by EPA per play in 2023 to second worst last season. Run blocking played a big part of that. Miami dropped from 6 to 26 in run blocking win rate, but the running back performance dropped too. Devon Achane, Javon Wright, and Raheem Mostert, now departed, all recorded negative rush yards over expectations per NFL Gen Stats. One way or another, Miami Daniel will need to get the ground attack back on track. Non-starter of the no, linebackers Willie Gay and KJ Britt. The Dolphins have built great depth at inside linebacker. I agree with those former starters. Gay is strong in pass coverage, while Britt had 72 combined tackles for Tampa Bay last season. But you usually play 2 of these guys at a time. And the Dolphins also have Jordan Brooks and Tyrell Dodson. Are Gay and Britt more of a luxury for this defense, given its significant holes at other possessions? Maybe they are. I think Willie Gay has an opportunity to unseat Tyrell Dodson. But it's nice to have some depth somewhere, because we have none along the offensive line. We have none at corner. We have none, But yeah, Miami Dolphins ranked 24th. Where do you see the Dolphins roster ranked at? Where do you see the Dolphins roster ranked at? Do you think that's fair? A fair ranking? Do you see us ranked higher, lower? Where do you see us ranked at? Glenn, I don't think we had any areas on the defense last year that were as weak as our quarterback room is this year. Michael K says 24 is a gift. Come on, Michael K. You don't believe that. Miller says 20th best roster in all of football. I don't see it. Besides corner, I would say we're middle of the pack. Maybe 15th, Michael. I agree. 15th. 15th, 16th, somewhere around there. Maybe 17th at the low. Look how high they had the Cincinnati Bengals. Would they have them at ninth? Cincinnati has absolutely nothing on the defensive side of the ball. Their offensive line's not the greatest. Well, I mean, Michael K, you are a known troll, so I mean, you would type some things that aren't necessarily factual. We have more holes this year than last year. Where, Miller? Where? Besides corner, name me where we have more holes at. See, I disagree. I think besides corner, this team has upgraded. And maybe I'm putting too much stock in our rookies. Maybe I am, but I think our rookies are going to do a great job for us this year. Michael K, they might be your truths, but they might not be reality's truths. That's you can have your truth, what you believe to be factual, what you believe to be a true statement. That might not be reality's truth. Oh, Michael Lombardo, I know what Michael K is. I know that. Well, I mean, I'm definitely putting a lot of faith in our rookies. Definitely doing that. But I think this Dolphins team can. We're gonna see. We're gonna learn more about this football team in the coming weeks. That's why training camp is super exciting. We get as much knowledge as we possibly do. Michael K is about. I know I've had phone conversations with Michael K. Listen, Michael K might be a troll. Michael K might be a Bills fan. He might be a Dolphin hater. Michael K is a good guy though. I've had hour-long conversations with the guy on the phone. He's a very good guy. Offensive tackle. I don't think that we're necessarily worse at offensive tackle. Cornerback, I'll give you strong safety. I don't believe we're worse at strong safety. Interior defensive line, I don't think we're worse at the interior defensive line either. Running back and quarterback too. Well, I don't think we're worse at cornerback too. Last year, Skylar Thompson was quarterback too. I'll take Zach Wilson over Skylar Thompson. Running back, Mostert was not the same player last year. I think Jalen Wright's potential this year is better than Mostert, and I love Mostert. I do. I love Mostert. Raphael Cartwright, nah, fuck Michael K and Bills. Sup, Michael K. Laugh out loud. Raphael. But yeah, I mean the Miami Dolphins. I would love to make a move at corner. I don't think we're in a position to compete for a Super Bowl. I don't think we're in that position, but I think this team could be sneaky good, and I do think that we could steal this division somehow. Glenn, I agree. Our safeties played horrible last year. I don't see how you don't think we upgraded the safety room. But yeah, training camp starts today. Uh, it's probably going to be a lot of physicals and stuff like that. So probably not a lot of news coming out. Also, there's there's a lot of fans that haven't been getting their training camp tickets for whatever reason. I am one of those people. I don't know what's going on with them. Other fans have gotten their training camp tickets. I don't know what people are supposed to do about that. But yeah, training camp is here. Football's back, folks. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment, share. Check out me and Miss Finn's tonight, 6 p.m. We'll probably broadcast from both channels. So make sure you hit that notification button so you can know when we go live. And if she's got some wild takes, don't worry, I'll let her have it. I'm right at 799 subs. I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's get it over the 800. But I'll see y'all tomorrow. I love y'all. Fins up forever and ever and ever. You know what it is. You know what it is. We're going to have a successful season. Have faith. Have faith. I know it's hard to have faith in this football team, but have some faith. Have some faith. Believe. Have some belief. You know, we're not a Super Bowl team yet, but maybe we can continue to grow upon this year and start making the right moves towards the future so we can have a winning franchise and we can get back to glory Miami Dolphins football. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, and fins up. Peace.
Try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain. Pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane. Pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less, your check is I'm chess, what's happening next, yeah. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson, he got a new engine from pain that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just bold and obsession. All in his possession, you got their attention. I'll leave an impression and take your redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is a weapon. 11-11, it's time for progression, You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they see me. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking for somebody who could save him, instead of searching inside for what they gave him. A strong will, strong mind causes mayhem. We could change the world, change times, rearrange them. Staying on pace, running the race. Life is a chase, I don't want a place. I wanna be first, work till it hurts. Dehydrated thirst till I'm in a hearse. High ambitions and the right mind can take you so far. It's like you lived a few lifetimes. Take off, I'ma break off from the weak minds. They can stay soft, you can change lives, you create thoughts. Never waste time, you got one shot, you got one life. Better pop off, what do you like? Make a dream job, no 9-5, no mean boss. Just my life and free thoughts. You could try to play, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing